Yes, my friends, and welcome to episode 19 of the Jon Mahon Show.
Super sweet 19.
How have we made it to number 19?
I don't know. I guess because we had 2 a week.
Yeah.
Some weeks.
Some weeks.
So it doesn't feel like that long.
Yeah.
That many shows. But it is.
Yeah, May 8th was our debut.
May 8th. What day is it now? 8 or 10? It's not the 8th. It's the 10th. So
Yeah.
3 months old.
3 months old. Happy birthday to this show, my
19,
friends.
19 years old.
Well,
19 shows old.
You're not 19 forever, as they say.
As the Cortinas said.
Yeah, terrible band.
Great song though.
It is a hit.
Do you know why I like it?
Go on.
Because when United won their 20th Premier League title, the Cortinas played it when they did show off the trophy and all that. Cortinas played that, and it's based. You're not 19 forever, because the 20th title, when we got the 20th title, was when we overtook Liverpool for the most title wins.
Damn.
And
My little brother would.
but we were stuck on 19 for a few seasons, and then we got the 20th and finally beat Liverpool.
Nice.
And then you're not 19 forever.
Yeah, pull yourself together as you did. Well, my friends, this show is in the midst of pulling itself together.
Today, we've got a sports theme going on. I'm wearing my Raiders hat.
Yeah.
Go Sports.
Yeah, it is Brand Tea Thursday, but...
Brand Tea.
Yeah, Brand Tea Thursday. Let's go.
Brand Team Thursday.
Brand Team
It's my
Thursday.
team. How are they doing? I don't know.
The season hasn't started yet, but you got a new quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, Jimmy G.
That's how he's known as Jimmy
G. Garops. The Garoppers.
Yeah, Mr. Garop dropping that guap.
I don't know anything about American football.
We'll teach you. The season starts not long now. It's about a month until... We're literally a month today the NFL season starts, actually. And a month.
So this is the part in the game where they advertise cars.
Yeah.
Every other minute.
They do love an advert. And in fact, a month tomorrow, I'll be going to my first ever NFL game in New York.
You're gonna buy all the jerseys.
I've already got the jersey, the Aaron Rodgers.
Get the new one.
Jersey. Yeah,
the
man.
New season.
Yep, already got it.
To be fair, I went to the NA. What is it? National Hockey League.
Yeah.
NHL. And I watched. What was it? Golden Knights. The Las Vegas Golden Knights versus the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nice.
And I liked it because it was the game's quite fast paced, but then when there's a break in the game, they put like music on and people dance and they have like shit going on.
It's the same with baseball. Did you ever see that clip of Tom DeLonge at a baseball game and they started playing Blink-182?
Yeah, I think I did
sat
actually.
there in the crowd, but it was when he wasn't in the band. It's like when he left the band, so he's like, this is awkward.
Although saying that, I did go to. I think I've spoke about this. I went to Yankees versus Red Sox at London Stadium. It was the most boring game I've ever watched.
Really?
It goes on for so long. It was like 6 hours. And like, there's only so many
cricket of America.
There's only so many £7 beers you can drink in 6 hours.
Yeah.
So we left before the end. Oh, but it was like, Yankees were like way ahead, so it was like they've already won basically.
There was a massive fight in baseball a couple of weeks ago. Did you see that? Like some guy was like sliding for a base, and then it all kicked off, and then one guy literally just chinned.
Oh
him
yeah,
and,
I did
knocked him
actually.
out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just a cheeky little one bomb.
Also, have you seen the Alabama street fight? It's the most.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Or the security guard gets attacked by those dudes on the boat.
Dude, it was.
And then someone swims across the river.
Yeah, someone swims across, but it was the guy brandishing the steel chair for me, man.
Yeah, proper WWE.
Literally. But
it was like a proper. It was like a wrestling chair as well. Wasn't it?
But like if you follow wrestling, you'll know what an unprotected chair shot is. Like he hit that person, sat down on the floor with a proper malicious unprotected.
He
chair
wasn't
shot.
Pretending to hit that guy.
No, that because like there is a way in wrestling that they say that you can hit someone in the head with a chair shot. That it's still hitting someone in the head, but like you can glance it off their foot. So if you ever watch stuff from the Attitude Era, the way they hit people is they don't donk them on their head like that. They kind of like swipe across their head, so it's like a glancing movement like that.
And you can actually sit on those chairs, so they're not made out of like really cheap It's still made out of solid
Yeah,
metal.
it's still metal.
Still
It's not Play-Doh.
But yeah, one of the best street fights.
Yeah.
Just the drama of it.
It had a little bit of everything.
Yeah. It's probably the best clip I've seen this week.
Clip of the week.
Clip of the week. But we probably can't show it here.
Yeah.
A bit naughty.
Yeah.
A lot of violence.
I'll tell you what my clip of the week is. Again on the sports theme. Fucking Steph Curry coming out for Mizbiz. And speaking of misery business, there's a brand new club night happening at the Devil's Dog down in Digbeth this Saturday, 10 p.m. Alternative anthems, 10 till 3, with yours truly DJing.
Rock out with John.
Just a couple of those.
I won't be there. I'll be at Bloodstock.
You will.
Bloodstock. I'll be rocking out some sugar.
Yeah, not loose that day as well.
Yep.
Big day.
I'm going tomorrow actually now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
So you're going to get some kill switch.
Kill switch.
Let's go.
There is love. On the...
Oh.
I'll do that. I'll plug that in later. Yeah, on the Steph Curry thing with Paramore. We'll put it on now, actually. Let's go to you. Oh, that's good framing, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you haven't seen this, basically, Paramore were playing a show, and I don't know if this is going to become a thing with Paramore, where they bring people out for features for Misery Business, because Little Uzi Vert did it just before his record Pink Tape came out. And then you have Steph Curry now coming out and singing the iconic Paramore anthem.
Apparently he's a long-time Paramore fan.
No way.
Because I think in one of the videos... We'll watch it, actually. One of the videos, she says, we've known Steph for a long time. And I think because they're playing in his hometown. I'm not sure where it is. But I
don't know what team that he plays for.
There
Any basketball fans watching right now?
I don't watch basketball, but I know who Steph Curry is.
I know Steph Curry, yeah.
Huge name. He's got 53 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Get him dressed up. And this is...
Oh, so Haley said San Francisco, so...
San Fran.
Is it the Suns? It's San Fran's team? Golden State Warriors, let's go, Hassie, straight in there.
Look at him with his Paramore t-shirt. A hoodie. I assume it says Paramore. I can't see.
Yeah, your people, San Francisco.
So imagine your hometown hero coming out, who's also one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah.
With Paramore. It's such a weird crossover.
From the NFL world, I'd love to see George Kittle doing this, because George Kittle plays for the San Francisco 49ers, and during one of their practices one time, players get to select tunes, and it goes from a rap tune to a song that Kittle's obviously queued up, and it's just Last Resort, Papa Roach, and he just puts his helmet on and just starts stomping around like that. It's go on, George.
I imagine there's probably quite a lot of rock fans in the NFL. Because in UK football, don't really get that much, other than David De Gea, who big metal fan. Went to see Slipknot in Manchester.
Let's go.
But yeah, this is Steph Curry.
Steph Curry singing now. If that doesn't get you juiced, I don't know what will.
Look at him dancing.
Obviously got a good bounce on him playing basketball.
Not the greatest voice, but I'll let him off.
How's the harmony going to be on the woe? He hit that MGK note with it.
Wow. It's in low octave. Not bad.
To be fair, pulls it back on the chorus like he's pulling up for a 3. Let's fucking go. So yeah, that would be my clip of the week if we're doing a clip of the week.
Sports themed still.
Yeah, very sports themed.
And speaking of sports, we've got a little feature coming.
Yeah. So we were trying to think of shit to do on today's show because we really enjoyed last time asking you for your dream band. So in keeping with the fact that the NFL season's about to start, people are going to be doing their fantasy leagues very soon. You've probably seen clips on TikTok of men doing like sports competitions for their draft picks. Like, have you seen like clips of like dudes creating like obstacle courses in their back garden, like competing for like who gets the like top draft pick in their draft friendship group?
Yeah, well, I haven't, but
yeah, you can
I don't
picture,
get
the picture off that description. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a draft right now for best songs of 2023 so far. So feel free to play along. Basically, as we pick a tune, you pick a tune to be your first pick in the draft, your second pick in the draft, your third pick, fourth pick, fifth pick. But the rule is, obviously, like when it's sports, if one tune gets picked, then the other person can't then pick that tune.
Yeah. But I feel like we've probably got a different enough taste that it might not happen.
Yeah. I feel like there's some...
I feel like there might be one or two crossovers.
Yeah. I feel like there's some big crossovers potentially happening. So who goes first? Should we flip a coin? Do I have a coin?
What is a coin? Flip my phone.
I do have a coin. Right. Heads or tails, Ollie?
Tails never fails.
It doesn't. Would you like first or second pick, sir?
I'll go first.
First pick in the draft.
Got a list here where these are my from the top of my head. But I've got some backups. So first, I am gonna go. I don't know if you can see this.
Ooh, interesting start to the draft. What's happening, Dr. Scott?
The last song on the new album.
Interesting.
And I love it.
Interesting.
I've listened to that. I listened to the album a lot, but I've listened to that song more than any of the other songs.
Holy shit.
It's one of those that it gets me in the feels.
I was listening to this album earlier on today. Is it Elucid or Take Me Back to Eden that has lyrics from all throughout the album, like in the same way?
Well, throughout the album, from
but then
Take Me Back to Eden has like callbacks, like Chokehold, and
but then this one does this one have
this
like
one has
whole like
this one has
the tie-in to The Night Doesn't Belong to God.
That's the one at the end. It's one of those songs that just gets me. Gets me going. It's one of those where it's like happy but also sad, but also I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's funny.
It does something to me. I can't explain it.
It's funny that you use that way to describe your first pick in your draft because, like, quite literally, I could use the exact same verbiage to describe my first pick in our best songs of 2023 draft, and it's the same band, Sleep Token.
Oh yeah, okay. Double sleepers.
Double Sleep Token, first pick in the draft.
What are we going with?
Ascensionism.
I have to type that, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Is he going to spell it right?
Then I don't think it's a real word.
No, it's not. It's not double S. Type out ascension.
It's ascension, not double S.
Nah, and then ism on the end.
Are you sure?
I am like 99% certain. Yeah, ASCENSIONISM.
Ism?
Ascensionism.
Yeah, you get it anyway.
Out of all of the songs on Take Me Back to Eden, that one feels like
that was my favorite, and then Euclid overtook it, I think. But it's different vibes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ascensionism's got like the ballady opening.
Bro, it's like a Bohemian Rhapsody for metalcore. Like, you've got the really slow start, you've got the lyrical and melodical build, the screams, the breakdown towards the end, but then what's the bar that he repeats? Diamonds.
Should we play a little bit?
Diamonds in the trees, pentagrams in the night sky. Oh, my days.
Do you want me to skip to that bit? I like the flow bit, like the Post Malone.
Yeah.
Let's go in. It's just mad that like this bit comes in a minute and a half into the song.
Yeah. Taking you in a totally different direction as to where you like would have assumed. Because I remember when we did the reaction to this, like, I thought it was going to go how the apparition went.
Yeah.
'Cause you know how like the apparition's like a couple later? I went, oh, what about a big main room EDM synth?
Yeah. Whereas he goes Post Maloney.
Bro, this flow. Hassie, anyone remember the NXT tag team, The Ascension? Hell yes. Oh, what a tag team.
So you've gone Ascensionism. I've gone.
How do you say it?
This one?
Yeah.
Euclid.
Euclid.
Euclid? I don't know.
I thought it was Euclid. Euclid?
I've never seen any. I've never heard anyone say it, and I've only read it on this song, so
Yeah.
I have no reference to go on.
Just run it back, give me 5 whole minutes. I am Victor on the inside burning. I've got a ghost in the
Just gets me.
Bro, the way it
Change.
ends as well. Like, and actually, to be fair, the 3-part harmony where it's like, call me
Yeah.
when you have the chance.
My mind is an open highway. Give me the twilight two-way vision. Give me one last
After this
ride
bit,
on a
isn't it? Yeah.
sunset skylake.
How weird is it to think of Vessel with a mobile phone?
Call me, yeah. I don't. I reckon he's got like a old school, just house phone.
Like Nokia 30.
I think he's got one of those old burger phones. Remember them? If anyone doesn't remember, I mean that's quite a throwback. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Was it like a McDonald's thing, or
I
the
don't know,
fries
just
phone?
like, it was like you saw it in like a lot of like teen movies, didn't you?
Yeah.
The old burger phone. Well, my friends, if you've just joined us, we are doing a draft for best songs of
Just joined us.
2023.
We're looking at burger phones.
Yeah.
You remember them? But yeah, we're doing draft for top 5
You just
songs.
wanted to give a shout out to burger phones, didn't you?
And this episode is actually sponsored by
Sponsored by burger
the
phones.
90s classic. Yeah, so we got couple of sleepy teas in the top top picks.
Double
Does
sleep
that
token.
mean are we putting them in order, I guess?
Yeah.
So there's number 1, that's your top pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy with sleepy.
Go on then, Ollie. Who's your second pick?
I'll type it in.
Oh!
See, I thought this was going to be one of yours. So
Bro.
glad I got
Bro,
the first
that was literally my second pick.
pick. So you got to pick a different second.
Oh, the heartbreak. The first heartbreak of the draft strikes. Man.
Because I feel like I've listened to this song many times and I'm still not sick of it.
Yeah, like the reason why I was going to go for it for my second pick was like out of all of the songs that Bring Me have given us since the last record, you've had Strangers, Die For You, this, and Amen. Like this was the one that like felt like instant connection with the most.
Yeah.
Like lyrically and melodically and like the way in which the song's composed. Fuck, what a pick, bro.
And I think I'm gonna break down.
Yeah.
Down. What a fucking song.
Man.
Well, on to you, number 2.
God damn, that's totally shaken up the draft. Okay, to be fair, what was going to be my number 3 pick does sit very, very well in at number 2. So I'm gonna go for.
There we go.
There we go. So I'm gonna go for a song that, like, when it dropped, a lot of people instantly went, "Okay, the motherfucker's back. He's been gone for a very long time, but the motherfucker's back." It's a song called "Rumble" by a guy called Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Yeah, man.
Sonny Moore's making an appearance.
Yeah, man. So
is it two L's?
Yeah.
Rumble.
So Skrillex put out 2 albums in the space of a couple of months earlier on this year. Not even a couple of months. No, 2, like a weekend away from each other.
Shit.
Like,
I guess he's been gone for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, a very, very long time. So A Quest for Fire came out. Him, Fred again, and Fortet played Madison Square Garden. And then at that Madison Square Garden show, he basically went, do you know what? I'm going to send my other album live right now. So actually, no, I don't think it was weekends, but I think it was like literally like I don't know, like a day apart or something
So
stupid.
his label were freaking out.
Yeah, right. But the second album that he put out, the first album samples songs from. So the first album, you got all these tunes, and then you hear the originals of those tunes on the next album. But on that record, the opening song, "Leave Me Like This" tune, Tears tune, but like the song that everyone connected with was "Rumble" with Flo Dan on the rap, but then Fred again on the production as well. And like a lot of people first heard this song like through Fred again playing it at his shows. So yeah, I'm gonna go Skrillex, Fred again, Flo Dan, Rumble, number 2 pick.
Nice pick. Should we play a bit, or do you want me to go to number 3?
Do you know the song I'm on about?
Nah, let's check it out.
You don't know the song? What?
Do you think I'm a big EDM guy?
Bro, this song has been
Maybe I'll
everywhere.
notice it.
Rumble. There we go, number 3.
Hear the rumble.
Tell me that's familiar.
Hear the rumble, yeah.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting.
It's not me that's out of touch, it's the kids.
Run for them life. When I step into the jungle, say they would never
Oh, I have heard this.
Yeah.
move up, never gonna win a Royal Rumble. But when I come through, you know what I love.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was
Rumble
Skrillex
as well.
I didn't even know this was Skrillex.
You know,
the
nah.
getting sweet just like a Ribena. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
Hear the rumble.
Bro.
Very cool.
Bro. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I guess dubstep's not really a thing anymore. Well, it's not cool anymore, is it?
Hey,
He's moved on.
dubstep, it never went away. Dubstep's still there. Dubstep's bigger than ever now, man.
Is it?
Yeah, bro.
I don't hear it that often.
Bro, like Excision, Sullivan King, like there's so many. Bro, have you never listened to Sullivan King before?
No.
Like, okay, one second. We're gonna hit pause on this draft, my friends. I'm just gonna educate Ollie real quick. Like, type in Sullivan King. Right. Let me give you a song by him. So Sullivan King is a guy who basically combines metalcore with like dubstep and EDM. So
I watched shout out TPD. I watched their Tomorrowland one the other day, and there was a guy that was metal, and
that's probably Sullivan
Yeah.
King. He was at Tomorrowland. Yeah, hit up like
it did sound good, to be fair.
Domination's a tune. I think that's with Jacoby Shaddix. Yeah. So Sullivan King's the guy on guitar, but he also does like screams and gutturals as well. Right, he's been doing this for years as well.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, right? And then like skip it forward like 15, 20 seconds.
Have the build and the drop.
Yeah, bro.
The thing about
dubstep's bigger than it's ever fucking been.
is it though
Yeah.
bigger than when Skrillex was
Yeah.
at its prime
Yeah.
in the mainstream? Though.
Yeah.
Is it in
Well,
the
it's
mainstream?
not as much in the mainstream, but bro, you look at the size of the shows and the festivals that are going on centered around.
I feel like your circles are different to my circles. I feel like I don't see a lot of it going on.
Well, that's what this fucking show is for.
Dubstep just reminds me of just those like just
Who's what? Sorry.
just reminds me of sweaty people on naughty substances. Does it not remind you of that? Every time I get like PTSD, like flashbacks.
But like
That taken back to a tent in Reading.
a Reading Festival tent. Yeah, to be fair, like that side of dubstep like tickled this side of the pond, but it never fully came over here. Like, yeah, Knife Party came over for like Reading 1 year. Like you've always had like a solid dance stage at Reading. Like you've had like a couple like big bass festivals, but like it's been more bassline than it has been dubstep over here. So like people like Dark Sea and Skepsis and like that entire crew of people, like that was what the UK kind of picked up on, whereas the Americans, they were basically having like, yeah, Excision, Sullivan King, like fucking Shaq is now a dubstep DJ.
He was at Tomorrowland as well.
Bro, have you heard Shaq's new dubstep tune?
No.
Right, again, sorry my friends, weird, like this is so ADHD right now, but put on Bang Your Head by Diesel.
So is what his DJ name's Diesel?
What if he's got a music video? 1 second.
Yeah. Well, so Shaq is called Diesel.
Shaq's DJ name is Diesel.
That's a good
Right.
name. This one.
Yeah.
Is that Shaq laughing?
Shaq laughing. Oh, this is the best shit, my friend.
Bang your motherfucking head.
Damn.
Throwing toes in the block shit. Damn.
If this is the one that I'm thinking of, it's got a very stupid middle eight.
Can we skip on?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Google me.
Google. Oh, I'm stopping it before I have a hemorrhage. I like that sort of music, yeah. Like I don't mind it, but I couldn't just sit at home listening to that.
You know?
Like you just sit there at your desk.
Yeah.
And it's like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, man.
So intense. It's the reason I don't listen to like Lorna Shore at home. It's too intense for just sitting down at your desk.
Bro.
I mean,
You haven't lived if
I'll
you
listen
haven't started
to-
your day with To the Hellfire.
I listen to a lot of disgusting music, but I feel like it has enough ebbs and flows.
What, you're more like a time and a place?
More
now?
melodic and with the heavy. But yeah, it's just not easy listening for me. Feels like, I don't know, like a migraine. Musical migraine.
Bro,
Anyway, should we get back to
Shaq is taking over the DJing world, whether you like it or not. Right, yeah,
I've got nothing to do with the DJ world, John, so
Let's-
you can have it.
let's get back to the draft. So, my friends, keep playing along with your draft picks.
I think this might be a new one for you, John, that you might not have heard of.
Ooh.
But it's a new one for me. But I recently really got into it, and it's insane, and I love it, and it's catchy and heavy and crazy. And we'll play the music video because it's actually insane. It is Pale Dusk with their newest song, because we're doing songs from this year. So the song is called "I'm Ready to Die for My Friends."
Great name.
And yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to die for my friends. I'm ready to die for my friends. Love you.
Ooh. Oh, is this the band that played at Tree
Yeah.
that Lucas was on about?
They're insane.
Bro, when did this come out? 3 months ago. So
Arigato.
you know how you just said that you're like, how can you listen to music that makes you feel like you're having an aneurysm?
But this has got.
You literally
No, but I was
put
saying
this
my point was, John, this songs I listen to have a lot of ebbs and flows, whereas that is just like pounding your head. Bah, bah, bah,
Yeah.
bah, bah, bah. This has at least got some groove and a little bit of dancey bits
Some groove.
and some singy along bits. Like this is look at how catchy this is.
And everyone's holding hands. This is insane.
This is Bigger Man.
I've just noticed that it's his name, Vigor Man.
Vigor Man.
As in, like, lots of
vigor. Strong testosterone. I don't know.
Hi, what is 1 second?
Define vigor. Strong, healthy, full of energy. A
Right.
full, vigorous, or muscular man.
Full of energy. Full of energy. Hold on. Does he look vigorous to you? I feel like that alias is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Like those people are, but him sat down doing nothing.
Maybe it's just lyrical vigor. Like a little bit.
He sat down in like 90% of these shots.
Why are you caught up on his name? You think like I don't know. I'm trying to think of another example. Someone with a name. You because he's called Vigor Man. You expect him to be like running around.
no, but like he like it's like a suit. No, it's like it's less of a band name then. It's like more of like a superhero name. So it's like if Batman turned up like dressed as an ostrich, you'd be like, why have you called yourself Batman when you're
He's not a
clearly
superhero,
Ostrich Man?
John. He's just a rapper from Japan.
Yeah,
He
but
probably just Googled Vigor and was like, that sounds cool. Put that. Anyway, this is my number 3.
so that's your number 3 pick. It's a solid pick, to be fair. Very, very solid pick. Well, with that in mind then, seeing as my list has fluctuated quite heavily due to you stealing Lost away from me as my number 2 pick, I'm going to go back to Bring Me the Horizon for number 3. So tell all your friends this is the end of everything. Amen, baby.
Yeah. Good pick. Good song.
Yep.
Amen.
And for all of the people that were saying like, oh, why don't Bring Me play their older stuff? Where's the heavy screamy side of Bring Me the Horizon? Listen to this and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Internet people. Yeah, back to it's kind of like a mixture between older, heavier stuff and new stuff.
It's quite literally,
It's a good blend.
there is a hell, a pinch of sempiternal, but then post-human.
Yeah. It has got like a sort of 2000s like emo screamo-y vibe as well.
Yeah, like
Basically,
a
like,
bit of
sort of
like
Glassjaw vibe.
MCR Taking Back Sunday,
Yeah.
Glassjaw in there as well, and that cheeky little sprinkling of Little Uzi Vert as well.
Little spring, yeah. And then Bring Me on his album.
Yeah, on Werewolf.
Werewolf, yeah. I reckon it was the little deal. You be on my album, I'll be on your album.
Yeah, you scratch my album, I'll scratch
But I'm
yours.
only going to do 20 seconds on yours, Bring Me.
Yeah, which is why...
Not
I was
even
like,
that, probably like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Like, that's probably like... I'd be interested in a BTS on that one. Like, show me the BTS of like...
Well, the band. What's a K-pop band going to do with
Yeah,
this, John?
yes, Ollie. The Cape. Yeah, give me...
I feel like nowadays, if you say BTS to most people, younger generations,
yeah,
they won't be like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Weird,
man.
weird world we live in.
Yeah, words are changing meanings all of a sudden.
Okay.
So your fourth pick.
I'm going to pick... I'll do it like this so it's a bit of suspense.
Ooh.
You got to fill the time. While I step
Ollie's number 4 pick in a top 5 song draft of 2023 is...
Ooh.
Whoosh!
Friend of the show.
What a selection, sir.
Holding Absence. Crooked Melody. Crooked Melody.
That's a great That's a great Lucas impression.
But yeah, it's a great song.
Fantastic song.
And it came out this year. I can't... This is the trouble I was having. I was like, what... I sometimes forget what came out this year. Or maybe I've just discovered a song and it came out last year and it's... So I'm like, I can't put that in.
There's quite a few tunes that have come out this year that when I was prepping for this, bear in mind, my friends, we came up with this idea about half an hour before we went live. And during that 20-minute prep time that like we had, I was like, okay, there's a surprising amount of songs. But like this year's been more of a year of like surprise singles as well.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like one-offs from bands this year that have really, really popped. But Holding Absence, brand new album out in what, 2 weeks? 2 and a bit weeks?
Yeah. September. What is it?
No, it's August, isn't it?
Yes. Is it August?
Like,
yeah, end of August.
They're dropping end of August.
The end of August.
The end of...
Shout out 36 Crazy Fish.
Anyway, what a fucking band, man. A Snowcat Romance.
Yeah.
What an album.
I just loved his voice. It was so weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do an impression, but
It's hard to impersonate.
Yeah, Alaskan. You don't get many Alaskan bands, do you?
Like, all of their merchandise let you know that they were from Alaska as well.
Like, do you reckon that's why it sounds so weird? It's just all the ice up there. And
Yeah,
fucking
well,
with his
yeah.
vocals.
Like, it's like a lot of tense vocal cords in band practice.
Yeah, they practiced on just
Just to a bear
yeah.
on a sheet of
Bear
ice.
was like, have you seen that clapping bear? Maybe like that.
Right. This is where like I'm a little bit
Number 4.
I'm in and ahhing. I'm umming and ahhing about this because I don't. There's that like now it gets to the stage where like there's a lot of songs that are on like the same level as each other. I don't really, there's not really all that much separating them. But I'm going to go for Elenium and Drown. So Elenium self-titled his last album. It's actually not got the O in it as well, just to make it a fish. Yeah, there you go. So Elenium's self-titled record it's got so many names on it, and in all honesty, like this album has to be appreciated like as an entire body of work. There are standout singles and stuff, but like for me, like its actual magic comes when you listen to it start to finish. But I mean, like names on this, you got Skylar Grey, Jaden, Avril Lavigne and Travis Barker, Spirit Box, American Teeth, Said the Sky, Motionless in White and Nina Nesbitt.
We reacted to some of them, didn't we? Which one did we react to?
The Motionless in White one, Spirit Box one, and the Avril one. I do believe. But the Drown one, like when I heard it for the first time, it wasn't until like halfway through the song when my brain was like, "Oh my god, this is
John,
bringing."
Oh, it is Droon.
Yeah. This is Bring Me the Horizon's Drown.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember you saying.
Yeah. And like Elenium's just taken this song and made it beautiful in such a different way compared to the original. Samples Ollie's voice a little bit, but
Yeah, that progression.
yeah. And he's changed the key of it as well. This vocal chop.
See, I don't know if I would have like picked up on it if I didn't know. But once you know, you're like, oh yeah, there.
But reworking the song like this, man, it's so beautiful. Those vocal chops.
See, this is I can get on board with.
Yeah, right. But this is like,
More of a chilled out one.
yeah, like very, very melodic. But it's still at a dubstep tempo, 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, so dubstep ranges from 70 to 75.
Sounds quite. I guess because it's on the half beat. Well,
Yeah.
so it's like do, but the snares are on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, from Millennium's self-titled album, the remixed version of Drown by Bring Me the Horizon.
nice. Right, number 5, final pick. It's a tough one because I've got a few
Yeah, right. This is getting really hard now.
to pick from. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left over, so I have to pick one of them. And I'm going to pick.
Ooh. Whilst Ollie does that, Dr. Scott's been playing along with his draft. And let me just get that up now, Dr. Scott. So you've gone for Spanish love songs, Haunted, first pick in the draft. Big pick. Linkin Park, Lost, second pick. Silent Planet, Antimatter, third pick. And Current, So Alone, fourth
Say.
pick. Right then, who's Ollie gone for? Am I on the right one?
I'll just transition that. Yeah. So my Antimatter by Silent Planet is in my list, but it didn't make it to the number 5 spot. I don't know if you've even heard this song, John, but it's a banger and it's a great band. They've got some of the best song names in the business. It's band Bill Murray and Bouta Cashew.
Right, we've spoken.
Bill Murray.
We've spoken about this.
All their song names are very
Hot Mulligan level.
Yeah, well, just insane, really. I'll get some examples up.
Well, pull it up on YouTube if there's. Is this song?
I just want to read out some of their song names they've had in the past. So one of their albums from 2020 is called Eggy Pocket, and some of the absolutely cranking my effing hog. I seriously dislike most other humans, which is fair enough. These aren't even some of the worst ones.
Yeah, they're relatively tame.
The last album was pretty good. One last year.
Goblin Hours.
Yeah, it's called Goblin Hours. You got The Void Approacheth. Muscle Bound Denizen.
Is
Anabolic Spudsman, that's a tune.
Wasn't that with Will from Lorna Shore?
Oh, they do a remix of it with him on it. Yeah. A Hogman's Delight. But the song I've picked, should we get up on YouTube?
Yeah. Dr. Scott says his first choice was Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden.
I feel like everyone's first
everyone's
choice has
top
to be Sleep
top
Token.
pick is Sleep Token at the moment. We're gonna have to do this.
I feel like we should have gone from 5 to 1, made it a bit more
yeah,
climber.
Yeah, but you always start with the first pick, don't you?
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know. I've never done it.
Yeah, that's how.
What
That's it.
the fuck is up, Murray Nation? It's your boy John, and I cannot wait to kick off 2023 with the fucking hottest banger we've ever written. This song is called Bow to Cashew. I hope you enjoy it. I love you guys.
So
If
this is
you
my
want
number
to
5.
support me, please do buy some merch because it really does help me live my dreams. Let's do this.
One of those bands that just cross over genres all the time.
Do you know who they remind me of? Super Love.
Yeah, it's the heaviness with this.
Yeah.
soft.
Is their music video just much?
Great album artwork.
Still picking up pieces. I need you to let me know. How did you get so? How did you get so cold?
That's a tune, you know. That's a tune.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, I went through the list of some of the songs that I've been listening to, and
Very
that,
1975.
yeah. Well, that came up as like one of my most played, so
Dang.
has to make the pick, has to make the list. So you're number 5 then.
Oh, this is hard, right? Because I think I might have to give some honourable mentions.
Yeah, I'll shout out some after you've done yours.
So, honourable mention to Little Uzi Vert's Nakamura, which samples Shinsuke Nakamura, the wrestler's entrance music, which is fucking hard, man. It goes so hard.
Was she?
He.
He there when we went to wrestling? I can't remember.
I don't think he was. No. Bloodshot by Enter Shikari.
Yeah. Do you know what? A Kiss for the Whole World. I didn't write that down.
What, the title track?
Yeah, that would have been in. That's in my short list, I reckon.
That's a banger. Vicovi, Creeping, Lake Malice, Bloodbath. Shout out to both of those as well. Tell you what deserves a shout out. Ghost's cover of Tina Turner's We Don't Need Another Hero.
Really?
Bro, have you not heard this? This fucks like...
Oh. Too many chefs. You love Ghost, don't you?
Bro. So like, that sounds nice.
Ruins out from the wreckage.
Nice verse.
And then
Are the children. We are the ones they left behind. Are ever living under the fear.
You ready for this
till
chorus?
nothing else remains. We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home.
Bro.
it made it sound like a proper like 80s like power rock.
Yeah, man. So, honorable mention to that. Now, this is where I'm struggling. I'm torn between two. And
Gotta make your mind up, John. But this is number 5 though, I guess.
yeah,
Yes. It's your last pick.
my last pick. Fuck. Okay. Electric Callboy, Every Time We Touch.
Good shout.
And I tell you what it narrowly beat as well. It was up against Falling in Reverse, Watch the World Burn.
Oh.
Right?
See, that is a good song. I just I can't give Ronnie the clout. I can't give him the what's the word? I can't give him the praise, even though that song is fucking.
It's an
badass.
unbelievable tune. Unbelievable tune.
Yeah. But he's a bit of a dick. Especially online. He gets called out all the time and people show receipts. And
Are you still really mad about the whole Spirit Box thing?
Nah, not even that. He was just really, really rude to a fan, and the fan posted all the screenshots.
Really?
Well, it wasn't a fan. It was someone that like slagged him off a bit in the comments, and then Ronnie went in, but then used quite a few slurs that he probably shouldn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. There's a lot of that from
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Well, that's
Knows how to write a banger though.
But Electric Callboy, Every Time We Touch, great cover. Probably
Yeah.
going to get played at every rock club night from now until forever.
I've been fucking rinsing it recently,
Yeah.
unapologetically as well. And I think one thing I like about it is the fact that they've made it so different to the original, but also keeping like the main themes and elements in it. Like they've kept the bits they needed to keep, but then the bits that they've added, you're like, holy fucking shit! If I wanted a metal version of this supersedes anything that I'd have predicted for it.
Yeah. You get kind of like, if you didn't know the original, you'd sort of think it might just be Electric Callboy songs.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Especially with that every time we touch.
Yeah.
Every time we touch. Oh God, what a fucking tune.
Well, so these are our top fives.
Yeah. So our draft.
Who
picks.
wins? Do you reckon
Who's yeah.
Well, we can't decide.
Yeah,
it's for you to decide.
If those two drafts were to face off against each other in a metaphorical game of American football, who would win?
I mean, I know my answer.
Yeah.
Mine would win, but we've also had other entries in the chat. Got Hassie. We'll do 5-1. Hassie's got Bury Tomorrow, Heretic. Great song. Sorry So Far, a new one, Big Blind, which is a good song. Bring Me Lost, number 3. Beartooth, Might Love Myself. I forgot about that one.
That's a
good one.
shout and a half.
Number 2, and then at number 1, same as you, John.
Yeah.
Electric Callboy.
Every time we touch. Dr. Scott picking you for the dub on that one.
Dr. Scott's on my side. When he
As soon as
when
because John's a Jets fan.
also when
I love it. I can't wait till we play the parts now, Dr. Scott. It's on, motherfucker.
I don't know if you saw it before, but when you were blasting your dubstep, Dr. Scott was like, "Please stop." So,
oh, let's go, Scotty boy. All right, atta baby. My friends, don't forget, if you want to join the draft, we want you to pick your top 5 songs of 2023 and just drop them wherever you want.
we'll try and clip this and put it on some sort of social media, because I imagine this episode is going to get demonetized because we played quite a lot of songs.
Yeah, probably.
Especially people like Skrillex and Millennium and...
Millennium didn't demonetize us, but it didn't strike us. So,
and
Skrillex is probably the only one that might.
Yeah.
But then again,
maybe Diesel.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Diesel. Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq's watching this. Give me that money. Not that he needs it.
Nah, definitely not. Well, my friends, we actually didn't tell you at the start of today's show about today's guest. Joining us in hour 2, we've got our boy Tom from Sentric Music, because there's a conversation going on the internet right now about making money from music, and bands in particular struggling to make money from music, and the process of bands monetizing not just touring, merchandise, but the actual process of the music that they've made on streaming platforms not representing the amount of money they have in their bank account.
And a lot of people don't know. If you've just started a band and you're wondering how you can make money from being in a band, a lot of people don't actually realize that any place that plays live music or plays any music, any commercial music, needs to pay a PRS license. So it's money that goes to the company PRS, so they can pay the royalties to the artists that get played in those venues. So anytime you play in a venue live, you are owed some money.
Yep.
So Sentric Music is a site that you can sign up. Anyone can sign up to, any band, and you put in all your details of the shows you played and any sort of other streaming or any sort of like sync things, and then they will collect the money for you and give it back to you.
It's something that bands aren't taught, that bands might not even be aware of or know about. But it's something that the higher up you go in the chain, the more you have like a team of people to worry about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to Tom about some of the clients that he looks after on a day-to-day basis, some of the challenges, hurdles, obstacles that bands in this society have to overcome for it.
So publishers are separate usually to record labels, or a lot of publishing is built into the label system. So if you sign a record deal, it'd be like, oh, your publishing is included.
Yep.
But if you just have a publishing deal, their main job is to collect your royalties.
Yep.
So whenever your music gets used on TV, radio, whatever, when you play live, they will collect the royalties, obviously take a cut, and then give the rest back to you.
But if you consider once your band starts getting bigger, just how many platforms could be using your music and playing your music, like it is worth every penny to have a company looking out for it. But for bands that are just starting out, this is something that you could be doing for yourself without a manager, without a label or anything like that. This is something that you yourself should be looking into. Because
I have some experience with Sentric, one of my old bands where you signed up.
Yeah, let's
and
go.
They always did a thing where they'd have sync opportunities. We'll ask them about it anyway.
Yeah.
But there's sync opportunities that come up and you can put forward one of your songs to be used. So they'll be like, oh, we want this type of song for this TV show or whatever. And if you think your song fits that, you can submit it. And if it gets picked, then you get a nice little
check.
Little bit of royalty money, which is the best kind of money because it's free and it just comes in every quarter.
Yeah, let's go royalty money. Well, my friends, that is what's coming up in hour 2 of the Jon Mahon Show. We will be right back after this. Yes, my friends, welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show, Hour 2, powered by Forever Loud.
Yes, it is. Forever-loud.com. Remember the hyphen.
Yeah, don't forget the hyphen.
I don't know. I think it just takes you to one of those sites where it's like, oh, buy this domain. But buy it for like $3,000 or something. So I'm like, fuck you. Do you know what? It's a great business model. There's companies that exist that just, in probably like the early days, just buy domain names. Just create domain names. Just pick like words that other people might want to use. And then when they want to use that word, those domains, they buy it off you for a ridiculous price.
Yeah. Everyone is a hustler in every sector. Well, my friends, welcome back to Hour 2 of the Jon Mahon Show. We will be joined in about 5 minutes' time by our guest today, Tom from Sentric Music, to talk about the importance of publishing and how bands from all sorts of levels can be doing a little bit more.
And Dr. Scott asks, what's the track that overlays the ad? Well, it's a library track that I found, which is royalty-free. Well, it's free usage, but obviously they get royalties. So it means that when it gets on YouTube, it will track the audio. So it comes up in the bottom of the YouTube page and it will give that composer a little bit of money, which is exactly what publishing is.
Hell yeah, which ties in rather nicely with our guest who'll be joining us very shortly indeed. In fact, I think we might need to pull up the Zoom thing just in case he runs a little bit early. But my friends, don't forget that we will be a podcast very, very soon. Well, potentially for those listening right now, should hopefully already be on a podcast platform. But I was fucking around just before this stream started trying to get the
John was shouting, effing and jeffing.
It was so annoying. It was so annoying. But like progress appears to be being made. Like hopefully we can figure out how to actually share them across the board. And then once that's good, then we'll just start cranking out the podcast episodes left, right and centre.
So you can listen in your car, on the toilet, skydiving.
Perfect time to listen to us.
Yeah.
I was jumping out of a helicopter.
Listen to us on the train, in
your car.
Where else can people listen to?
At the gym.
Anywhere. Yeah, at the gym. Put
Anywhere
it on in the
that
gym.
requires soundtracking.
Because there's nothing that you want more to do a heavy workout than listening to this mumbling voice.
Yeah.
It's getting pumped.
The epitome of motivation. Well,
if you are, if you're listening to this and you're at the gym right now, in the future, I guess, go on, son.
Yeah, go on. You got it. One more. Go on, squeeze.
Yeah, lift those weights. Run on that treadmill. Pump those glutes.
One thing that I do want to mention, actually, before Tom joins us in a second, is we were going to do it on today's show. I want to give it a bit more time, so we'll do it on Monday's show. We've got some vinyl to give away.
A vinyl disc.
A vinyl disc. A bit of wax.
Yeah. It's not wax anymore, is it?
Is it not?
Don't think so.
I thought vinyls had been and always were wax. Or is it plastic now?
Isn't it vinyl? I don't know.
Why would they call it wax then?
Why would they call it... Right, vinyl records.
What are they made of?
What are they worth? What are they made of? PVC.
Yeah.
Polyvinyl chloride, which is why it's called vinyl, I guess.
That makes sense. So where's the term wax come from?
I don't know. I've never heard... I feel like maybe in the early days, because that was probably an easier material for them to print.
Because wasn't
audio
there saying
onto.
like waxing lyricals or something like that, which came from like playing vinyls?
I don't know the origin of that phrase.
Type in vinyl wax.
Yeah, no. So it's polyvinyl chloride, which is why they're called vinyls.
But either way,
vinyl
my
records
friends,
wax. All vinyl records wax. The short answer is no. However, there is such things as a wax record, which is indeed made of wax.
There we fucking go. See?
Yeah, but most of them are made of polyvinyl
Yeah.
chloride.
Okay, I concede. Well, my friends, we have got some vinyls to give away, which we've been doing on Monday. So for Mimi Bark's album,
Yeah. Get that polyvinyl chloride. Mimi Bark's polyvinyl chloride.
could be yours. We'll think of a way to give it away. But yeah, make sure you're listening on Monday's live stream to get the exclusive on that. Get the drop. Be there before everyone else.
Yeah. You need to think of a question or how to enter or something.
How to enter. I might center it around like watching the interview or like picking.
Send us
up.
your best bark. Go on.
A bit of a DMX bark.
Yeah.
Like, you know, row, row, dun 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 dun. X gon' give it to you.
Down. Yeah. I had that album actually back in the noughties, or whenever it came out.
Apparently
2000.
DMX was one of the most insane rappers to see live like back in day.
Yeah. Did he? Do you know what I liked about that record was there was a lot of like rock influence.
Yeah.
A lot of riffs on it.
First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll, then we're gonna stop, don't let it go. Oh man, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
to one of the greatest of all time, DMX. But yeah, we'll be giving away a Mimi Barks vinyl. Well, actually, got
John
two of them.
still needs to give away a lot.
I still need to post the Motorhead ones. They sat there right in front of
Yeah.
me. It's been a fucking
John can only do one task a day.
not
and
even
he-
one,
and
like
he-
it's my ADHD. I try and do 10 tasks a day and none of them get
And then-
fucking finished.
Just you need some Adderall. Was it Adderall? Ritalin. What's the drug? Prescribed, obviously.
I think Ritalin is the UK version. Adderall's the US version.
Yeah,
but I think they're the
same
same
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what are we doing?
We have got a couple minutes before we are joined by Tom from.
We always do
Sentric
this. It's
Music.
when we're waiting for a guest and then don't come on exactly on the time. We were like,
we find ourselves
how do we fill this time? But
spitballing. I feel like there was something else that we wanted to talk about, and I've totally forgotten what it was.
I don't know, John. I'm not inside your brain.
There was something I mentioned before the show started that I was like, that was news or noteworthy. I do believe in the world of music, there isn't all that much going on at the moment. You're going to Bloodstock.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. You're going to Bloodstock tomorrow.
Neck Deep released a new song yesterday.
Oh, yeah, and they announced Ali Pali as well.
Ali Pali show.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. Because I saw them at Ali Pali supporting Bring Me back in, I don't know, one of the years. all my memories of like gigs always sort of blur into one, and I can never remember what year anything was.
Yeah.
But it was that show. It was Bring Me, Paris, and Neck Deep.
That
at
was
Ali Pali. Great show.
2014 or 15, I want to say.
15 rings a bell, but I think it might have been later.
Yeah.
I think it might have been.
But I know the one
16.
you're on about. That was a hell of a show.
That was when they had. I remember they had loads of lasers and shit.
Yeah.
I remember they had like loads of, obviously like the smoke goes up, and then they like it was almost like they projected stuff onto the smoke.
It's mad how many times Neck Deep have supported Bring Me at big Bring Me shows, because Neck Deep supported them at Wembley as well.
When was that? Did I go to that? I can't remember.
2012 that was. Was it?
Nah. Well, no, because the first time I saw,
2013 or 14.
I think it was 14 Wembley.
Yeah.
Because I went. It was in December.
Because
I
they
remember-
did the warm-up show at the Underworld the night before.
So I remember being really hungover at that Wembley show because we had a work like party. So I think it was a Christmas party, and it's always like a free bar and that.
Dangerous.
But I remember, going to that Bring Me show just so hungover, but it was good. I remember they played. I think it was the last time for a long time they played "Pray for Plagues."
Didn't they bring out the old guitarist for it as well? The guy.
Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah. The guy who wrote it.
Yeah. Well, he was like the OG guitarist with Lee. I think Lee wrote most of it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a great show. And then they've just got better. Because I was like, that production was so good. They basically had or screen, like a wall of screens, but
Yeah.
it went all the way, like basically the whole width back,
Yeah.
and it was all like one screen. So they had different images like that blended into each other.
And that was the phase they went through where Ollie had the smoke grenade on stage as well.
Was it?
Yeah, and like he set off like a smoke grenade, and as he set off the smoke grenade, the smoke then went off around him on the LED screens.
That was recently. That was in 2014.
I could have sworn it was.
Nah, he did that recently, very recently.
Did he? Oh.
Maybe he did it back then. Maybe it was a throwback.
I could have sworn that I saw that years ago, but I could be.
Maybe they bring it, yeah, because he did it. I'm pretty sure they did it. What's at Reading last year? I think they did it then. But maybe
They did, but it was around. Yeah, it was around. They always do it around Sempiternal.
Yeah, 'cause it was
from the
the
music video.
Was it?
Yeah, it's in the
Well,
music
no,
video.
was it? Yeah, I was going to say, was it Shadow Moses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Have you got Tom on the blower?
I do indeed. It should be any time now, but it's going to really annoy me if I can't think of that thing that I wanted to talk about from earlier. Oh, it's Paramore related. Again, Paramore have cancelled some shows, haven't they?
Yeah, Haley. I mean, it's when this sort of stuff happens. Oh my god! Oh wait, can we watch this?
That
Actually,
was from Malevolence.
I don't know what it is. It might be. But Alex from Malev has just posted this on Instagram.
Me tell them, yes, bad boy, never on the rhythm. Make it on the mic, me on the rhythm. Say, on the mic, say, wind up your waist. All the girls, me add up in the place. Burn up the girls and come in my place. They on the microphone, checking the pace. Right,
Sick.
on rhythm.
So someone has dubbed them over the top of someone from
But-
Fire in the Booth.
Did you see their DJ set at Malta?
I didn't.
It was basically that.
Was it?
They played a bunch of like garagey stuff, but then Alex and Charlie and Wilkie did like rapping over it. So they basically MC'd over loads of garage beats. So that was basically their DJ set. But anyway, we'll find the Haley thing. What was I saying? Because people like always go, oh, she got a lot of shit from people being like, Dave Grohl didn't cancel when he broke his leg and shit. But it's like, she's injured her lungs. I'm sure Dave Grohl would cancel if he couldn't sing still.
Yeah, like if you can't breathe whilst
Yeah.
you're doing something that involves your voice, like it's very different to like, yeah, as you said, like a leg, where it's like Dave, like once he was strapped up and like probably shot up with some sort of like painkiller, was like, cool, yeah, like if I'm sat down, I can still play the guitar.
Yeah. It's just like, fair enough. Like, if you can't perform if your job is to give a vocal performance to the best of your ability, if you can't sing, then it's going to be detrimental to you and your health and also the audience because they're not going to get the best show.
Yeah, and future long-term damage as well. I mean, like there was stories about Loz from While She Sleeps, like on Warped Tour, like coughing up like mouthfuls of blood and having to be pulled to the side by Sam from Architects and be like,
yeah,
like you need to sort this out because I think it's just gonna do more and more damage.
Well, it's like it's a muscle. and it's your instrument. Like if your guitar broke, you wouldn't just keep on playing your guitar.
Yeah.
You'd get it fixed, and your vocals,
I'll be
chords
the
and
exact
strings.
same.
Yeah. So, and if you're not playing it correctly, then it's going to do more damage than good.
Yep.
So I think like Loz, especially, he went to who's that famous vocal coach?
Melissa Cross.
Yeah. I think he went to her.
Yeah, a lot of people have been benefited by the stuff that Melissa Cross does, like Caleb, Ollie.
Yeah. A lot of it is just like understanding your voice and your physiology.
Yeah, it is. Right then, my friends. Well, we're going to have to hit pause on that conversation because hopefully
we can see you in a second.
There we fucking go. Joining us on the Jon Mahon show right now. Please show a lot of love and appreciation for our boy Tom from Sentric Music.
Hello.
How are we?
Good. Can we hear you, and can you hear us? Is the question I
can hear
ask.
you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
This is why this is the main worry I have about live streaming is there's no chat, no like pre-testing. It's all just done live.
Like being back in COVID, like doing all the video call and shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you ever so much for your time, bro. How are you doing? How's life?
It's good, man. It's good. Things are busy, work's busy, and then like, I messaged you before when you said, "Can you come on a bit early?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're just doing some like wedding admin and shit. 'Cause we're getting married just over a month, so
Holy shit.
wedding full swing and stuff. But yeah, life's busy and work's busy, so I can't complain."
Hell yeah. Well,
How much say have you got in the wedding planning, or is it all just yes, saying yes?
I mean, yeah,
it's like, yeah, we can do that.
it's just smile and wave. That's it. But no, it's turning out pretty good. We're having a bit of fun with it. We got like a bouncy castle coming along in the evening, which is being thrown inside, which is cool. And then we got like a mobile arcade bar with like retro arcade games.
Sick.
Being parked up outside. Got a couple of bands playing, so it'll be a good laugh.
Are you booking some bands as well?
Like no one in a dream world, there'd be like festival lineups and stuff. But some very nice people have offered, mates rates and stuff like that, which is really cool.
Oh, bro, that's fucking sick. Well, hopefully you get some nice weather for it as well, because summer seems like it's tempting us for a little bit of August, but nothing's guaranteed.
Fingers crossed. As long as it doesn't rain and there's a little bit of sun, I think we're happy.
Fuck yeah. Well,
how are you both?
We're good, man.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. We're just prepare. Well, for me, it's sort of end of festival season. I've got my last one at Bloodstock tomorrow, so another weekend in a field awaits. But that'll be me for the year.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And then just
John's going to the US of A.
Yeah, I got one more big one. Like me and my girlfriend are going to go to Blue Ridge Festival over in Virginia, and that lineup is just
huge.
It's fucking stupid, that lineup.
It's basically just like every band you could think of.
Yeah,
on that lineup.
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah, and a lot of British representation there as well, like Sleep Token, Holding Absence,
Bury Tomorrow,
Casket,
boys.
Yeah. Like strong British contingent over there, and I do believe there are a couple of the artists that you work with on a day-to-day basis, or at least your company like has got a lot of hand in helping. So I mean, let's start with where you started. How did you get into the publishing side of music?
So it all started like I went to university in Manchester. I went to BIM and studied music business. And the state, like when I started, I wasn't sure what I wanted to get into. I just knew I wanted to get involved in the industry somehow.
Yeah.
So I went to uni, and in like the second year, there was a publishing module. And then around the same time, the university was setting up a publisher, which was sort of set up by the students, run by the students, and mainly set up for the performing students, the songwriting students to sign up to.
Nice.
So I got involved in that and found it really good, really interesting how everything worked. Teachers, lecturers were awesome as well, and they got you involved in as much as they could. And then third year, there was with the careers team. If anyone has been to uni or is at uni watching this, chat to your careers team, because they helped me massively.
Sick.
And they found like an internship at Sentric, which I applied for. And I got, so I spent like a month there. It was kind of busy because I was doing, I had to be in Liverpool. I was living in Manchester at the time. I had to be in Liverpool for like 9-10 o'clock, but then I was also working a bar job back in Manchester. So I'd finish at like 3, drive back to Manchester for 5, finish work at, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then do it all over again for like a month. Like my blood was like 90% coffee. So that was an intense month. And then, it was a bit of good timing as well, because there was a role that they thought would have suited me. So this was like December 2019, and I got put on the live team at Sentric. And, a few months after is when COVID hit. So, everyone was like, oh, shit, what does this mean for like the live team? Because there was a few of us on there. So we got reassigned onto the copyright team, and just like grew my knowledge and stuff. And everyone was so busy still during COVID because people were stuck at home writing songs, doing their admin, keeping their accounts up to date and stuff. So we were still really busy. And then after COVID, life slowly came back in, and I was moved back onto the live team.
Sick.
I want to go back a little bit because I guess for some people that are watching might not exactly know what a publisher does, because it's a very big part of in the music industry and how people earn revenue from being in a band or playing music.
Yeah.
So could you give us like a brief rundown of what publishing does?
Of course. So like, I'm not here to sell Sentric or like tell people you must sign up to us, but like I'll just say like a publisher like Sentric should collect and administer your performance and mechanical royalties, which can be earned whenever your song is performed live, streamed, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, anywhere. YouTube, broadcasted on radio, put on TV, you hear it on an advert or something, or we also have a really good sync team at Sentric, which work on getting our artist songs used in whether it's TV, film, adverts, stuff like that. So it's our job mainly to register those songs with what's called the Performing Rights Organization. So over here in the UK, you've got the PRS. In Germany, you've got Gamer. In Sweden, you've got Stim. In Belgium, you've got Sabam. In Canada, you've got. So I can genuinely go on.
Damn.
For like, there's equivalents of the PRS all over the world. And a publisher like Sentric will register your songs with all of these organizations. And then whenever your song is used, streamed, broadcasted in that territory, we can collect the royalties directly from there. Which, but I think for like independent artists that are performing and putting stuff on digital service providers and putting stuff on YouTube, they might be missing out on a lot of income that they're not aware of. Whenever I've done talks sort of similar to this, or I go back to my university and do like panels or industry events, stuff like that, the amount of people that like are really unaware that you can get money for playing your song live is like mind blowing.
Yep.
So that's why I sort of jumped at the chance to like come on here and talk about it a little bit.
And that's why we really appreciate it, because more so than anything, like we want to make bands aware who maybe don't have backing from a major label, maybe don't have like even a manager, like, because let's not forget, like, you have to get to a certain stage to be able to pay more people, and until like the band are happy with that investment, like more so now than ever, you're seeing a level of independency from bands across the board going, right, okay, your merch, your socials, like your booking, travel and transport for tours, like they're sharing responsibility. So for the person in the band who might get delegate or might not even have a delegation yet of publishing, if someone was to get delegated publishing, where would you encourage like an up and coming band to start?
As long as you've got everything sort of in order, who's entitled to what shares of songs and stuff, that's when, like, the minute you have a song written and you have those shares agreed on, this is when you should be looking into publishing straight away. The song doesn't have to be recorded, mastered, or released. The minute a song's composed and you have those shares together, that's when you should start thinking about publishing. You can register with all of these performing rights organizations like the PRS. You can do it all yourself. With a publisher like Sentric, we're a free service to sign up to. You can go on our website, create an account for free, add as many songs as you want, and we take a 20% split and give the writers their 80%, and we collect all those royalties and distribute them. So it's a very artist-friendly deal. You're not tied down to anything. You're not stuck with us for years and years and years, which I know, traditionally a lot of the older label publishing agreements, they used to absolutely like pound on artists, like, this, like, you're stuck with us for 5 years and we're taking 90% and giving you nothing. So like for what we do, we're very artist friendly, and you can leave at any point as well. So if you get a better offer, a bigger publisher, a bigger label comes and gives you an advance of 20 grand or something, then you just say, oh, I want to leave Sentric, and that's it. It's easy. Very, very artist friendly. That's what we sort of pride ourselves on, and we're so easy to get in touch with. Like we've got live chats, we've got phones. That, you know, you just call the number on the website and you're through to us. You're talking to, well, it used to be me, not me anymore, but you'll be talking to someone in the office that I'm sat with. So you know what, we really do pride ourselves on the artist and serving them.
Hell yeah, dude. And especially now more so than ever, where we're seeing the emerging conversation. I mean, like, you look at what's going on in America with the actors striking and the script writers striking because of the conversation centered around pay, and with how much artists are getting fucked in 2023 by the minimal amount made through streaming, and then like the other associate, like, you know, how many streams you have to even like see a dent in a paycheck that's even worth splitting. Like, as someone who kind of sees like the direct correlation between streams and money earned, like what are some of the things that you're dealing with on a daily basis, like surrounding that topic? Like, how hard are the conversations going on between you and the bands?
I mean, for me, I'm on the live team, so like I gather set lists, promoter information, and I submit, you know, the dates, the venues, what set list they played to these different performing rights organizations like the PRS, like the one in Germany, and so on. And there's different processes for each and every one. Some you can send off like massive fuck off files full of like 5,000 gigs and just email them. Jeez. Others you have to like go on their website and enter them manually one by one. So like in Germany, they have a deadline. So if there's a gig at any point this year, it needs reporting to them by the end of March next year. Anything after that, they won't pay you for. So they're on it. They're strict. They, like, you have to do their process.
Jeez.
And you know, we had a bit of a backlog at the start of this year, so we had like 1,200 gigs to add in the space of like a month or two. And we just like continuously entering all this data, going, it'll get there. It'll get there. Like, it's near the end. But you know, when I was on the copyright team, I was dealing with sort of conflicts and, you know, answering sort of general questions people had about publishing, about song registrations, and you know, it is my job mainly to answer those questions, make them feel, you know, satisfied with the answers I was giving them and the advice I was giving them. And I also still do with like YouTube, the YouTube side of things, which is a bit of a minefield as well. Obviously YouTube is a desired platform for a lot of artists because it's free, and you know, you can put what you want on there essentially. But the whole YouTube side of things, you know, money wise, it's again 0.00003 pence every time your song's used, maybe even less. But the content ID doesn't start kicking in until a video has around 10,000 views. So, you know, if you have anything under that, it's like we can monitor and, you know, see if anything does come through somehow. But anything after 10,000 is usually like when things could start coming through a bit more regularly in those smaller amounts.
Yeah.
So it's publishing is an absolute minefield. Like, I can scratch the surface, which is probably what I'll do here in the next half hour or so. Like, scratch the surface, and then you can just keep digging. Like, the amount of times I say that, and then I think I said it to you in London actually. I was like, it's fucking. And then we were sat at the bar for an hour chatting about it all.
Yeah, yeah. Like, just to give you some context, my friends, like that, like we'd known each other like prior to then, but like that was like the first time we actually had a chance to like talk, and like it was blowing my mind, like not just like the list of things that you have to do on a daily basis, but like how different bands and clients can vary from one another, and you know how important something like communication is within this field. Like, you know, if a band drops like a song or a music video and like not everyone's ready or everything's there in time, like, you know, stuff can happen where like there's revenue lost if things aren't registered in the right way. And it's like, especially when you've got so many bands that you're juggling with, and you're turning around and saying like, yeah, we've got like how many thousand of live shows sat in a log that you had to like bust through. It's like as you said, you've got so many different plates that you're constantly spinning.
I was gonna ask, because my old band way back in 2011 2012 was when we broke up, but I remember we were signed up to Sentric. But yeah, it was a case of every gig you play, you have to put in the details, and you have to put every single song that you played. And it's just, I never knew how that worked on your end. So you have to do all that in like manually. Like, you have to log all
so
the
like
songs.
the one in Germany and, you know, France, which is called SASM, and Spain, which is called Sagai. Like, we have to go on their portal and like enter all the details ourselves from the information you give us. And then there are some other societies where, like the PRS, we can sort of download a file. I have to format it, make sure it's all correct to what they want. And then we can send that off in bulk, like thousands and thousands of gigs in one file at a time, which is obviously a lot easier and less time consuming. But yeah, if you went on your, I mean, this was way before I was at Sentric anyway, and I'm sure we were using a bit of an older system because it was a while ago. But yeah, you'd have gone on, done something similar, you know, gone on, said, I played this venue at this date, these are the songs. And then we dealt with that process and did what had to be done to report it.
Because I think it's a lot of things, because I certainly didn't know it before then, but like obviously venues or anywhere that plays music has to pay a license, like a PRS license or whatever it is. And that money is for the artist, really. So like if you've played anywhere in the world, you are owed money for that performance.
Yeah.
And Sentric is just a great, especially, like it's a free sign up thing. So you can just start earning as soon as you basically stop playing live, which I think is a great thing because a lot of people
there's like no limit to songs you can put on your account and stuff like that. And like John said before, like it's like the communication's kind of essential. Like if you have a song and you know you've released it already, and then a few weeks down the line you might think, oh shit, like publishing, like you're like, who's like, what do we do when it's played on radio or we play it live? Like what happens? What's with the PRS? What does that do? And then you know you can like create an account with us, add the song on, and you know weeks like you might have a bit more waiting for the royalties to come through because they might have to be like backdated, which can be a bit of a pain. But at the end of the day, like we'll always try and collect what we can because you're like the artists are entitled to it, the songwriters are entitled to when their songs used that they should be paid.
100%, and it's like especially with the amount of money that the artists seem to not be getting at the moment, and like how much like record sales from what used to be selling an album, how much a band used to get from that process, like the physical sales, how much streaming drastically changed that cut that the artist was getting. And I mean, like as someone who sat there looking at, you know, the numbers that are directly made, as in like money made from music streamed, like is there any advice that you could offer those bands who are maybe sat there being like, what the fuck's my paycheck so small? I'm getting X amount of millions of streams from here or X amount of plays from here. Like, why am I not seeing any return on this?
I'd say, you know, when you have millions of streams, there should be something coming through, of course. Whether that, you know, whether there's tens of thousands of streams, something should be coming through. So it's always worth checking that, you know, your publishing is in line. You've got something set up, like you've got your songs registered and they're registered correctly. Most of the time it could be something like the song might be in conflict or something, you know, like we might represent one of the writers on a song and another publisher might represent another writer.
Right.
But, you know, what we have as a splits might be different. We might have 50-50 and the other publishers saying, well, we're collecting 60% on this writer and you're collecting 40. And, you know, there's sort of that conflict.
Right.
That needs to be resolved. And then once it's resolved, you know, the royalties may have been held up by one of the performing rights organizations. And then, you know, in the coming distributions, they're sent out. So I'd always recommend, you know, even if you don't have to sign up Sentric, you can just go on our live chat and ask these questions. Like, this is what we're here for.
Hell yeah.
Even if I don't know, you know, someone will pass you on someone that does. So there's so like, Sentric's a fucking awesome place and people should. I know I said I'm not coming on it. But
Plug away, bro. Plug away.
But it's a great tool, especially if you're first starting out. And like the sync opportunities that you provide, because I remember we got one for, it was like a show on E4, which was like a big deal for us at the time because we were a very young band, and it was just like probably you wouldn't get that opportunity off your own back, really. So when you give like Sentric give you the opportunity to,
it's almost like a networking tool.
Yeah, and it's like I mean, because you often have like opportunities where it's like, we're after this sort of song to go on this show or whatever, and then you can submit your song, and then
we still do that. And then, you know, if it's a sync that we procure, like we get in place for you, obviously we'll take a percentage. But if it's a sync deal that you would have got and we had nothing to do with, Sentric doesn't take a share of any of the fees, because we had nothing to do with it. So, you know, that would have been more money in your pocket. But if it's it's something we can offer as like an additional service to our artists, to our songwriters. And there's like loads of different briefs that change weekly, monthly. there's funding opportunities. We've got a fund at the minute which gives a band and artist, whoever, £500. It's called like Back on the Roads. I think sort of like a live fund. We often have opportunities for like festival slots, like Great Escape, Sound City, South by Southwest, stuff like that. So it's always worth checking like those little opportunities, because they're, a lot of people let them fly under the radar a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's always worth keeping stuff up to date, knowing what songs registered where, whose money is being collected by who, all the little things.
Yeah.
Which in the end do matter.
Yeah, 100%. And just so people know, I mean, who are some of the bands that like on a day-to-day basis that like you're working with and you've got like eyes on different accounts for?
So mostly, some of the busier ones are like Enter Shikari.
Sick.
We've got shares on their latest release, Kiss for the Whole World. Nice. Don Broco, for like Amazing Things. Both of them were UK number one.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
For us, we had a bit of a drink after to celebrate at work. That was pretty huge for us as well. So that was really cool. A recent sign up as well. Like I said, you can go on and create an account for free. And we saw an account pop up under the name Skindreds. My colleague Ashley, she sent it to me and she was like, "Is this like real? Like what's going on? Is this like actual Skindreds?" And we looked into it, and then another colleague of mine, Joel, got in touch, and it was Jeff, the original guitarist, who signed up like his percentage of the shares.
Oh, really?
And we were just like, okay, we got Skindred. Like, this is awesome. We've got songs like Nobody, Babylon, and stuff. Like it's awesome. And then at the HMAs they won Best Live as well.
Yeah.
So like that was awesome.
I guess this probably
just
won't
picking
count.
Shikari as well, by the way, who I think I did vote for.
Yeah, of course.
For Best Live, just because Shikari, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah,
I think
that's a few of them anyway. And like Boston Manor, the one, Sleep
Same.
Token,
Boys.
Delilah Bond, who I'm a big fan of as well.
Hell yeah.
HMAs, she was there.
Great band.
Yeah. So there's so many that we also represent and work with like DJs and producers with like electronic music.
No
and
way.
Stuff. We do. Obviously I'm more of a heavy rock, alt rock kind of guy myself. But, there's so many different genres that we work with. It's scary. I think the last time I heard it was something like we represented, and this is probably wrong. Anyone from work who is going to watch this, I will apologize. I think it's around 3.5 million songs that we work with.
Holy shit.
So it's a big,
just a few to go through.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was going to say, I don't know if it'll affect you, but Skindred this week actually are on, midweek they were on track for number one with the new album.
Yeah. The submissions for that closed now. Yeah. So it's a waiting game now. Have the boys done it?
Yeah, I think it's usually sort of late tomorrow. You find out, I think,
like 2-3ish.
Because when I remember hearing about Don Broco and Shikari, it was sort of after work on a Friday when we were having a drink, like waiting to hear. So,
yeah. Well,
fingers crossed that's another one tomorrow.
Because there was a big push for Shikari, wasn't there? Because we bought like the vinyl and stuff. We were like, just try and get them. Because I think it only came down to like a few hundred units.
And it was them and another band.
Who they were in like battle with.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. I remember Don Broco were like up against like the Weekends because he just came out of nowhere back when they got it with Amazing Things. So Shikari, I can't remember who they were battling out with, but it was close.
Everything But the Girl or something like that was the band name. Like it was like a really weird.
They're like a little duo, aren't they?
Yeah, it was like a really weird band name, and then that band had started sponsoring the Enter Shikari search on Amazon. So when you search for Enter Shikari on Amazon, the first thing that came up was this band that they were battling within the charts.
Smart.
I mean, you got to applaud it, Feb.
Yeah.
But bro, there's so much information to delve in with you, and especially like on the publishing front as well, because it's something that's probably more valuable in 2023 for a band just starting out than anything else. And like, as you very rightly said, like there's so many different sectors within it. There's not just the actual record, there's the live element as well. I mean, like day-to-day life, like what do you spend the majority of your time on? Is it spread across the different sectors, live and on record, or are you mostly centered into one demographic now?
It is mostly live. Like I'm the live claims manager, so it's my job to make sure that whenever someone adds a gig onto their Sentric account, that we can process it and send it off so that royalties can be collected. That's essentially, in a nutshell, what I do.
Sick.
So like whenever with some of the bigger like Enter Shikari with Don Broco, I'll get emails from management labels saying, these are the set lists, these are this. Can you submit those? That's me. That's what I'll do. But then a lot of people will go on their account, enter the details, and then it comes through to like our gig system, and then it's up to me to process it, make sure everything's correct. There has to be a song registration first in order to submit, because you have to have a set list that is fully registered, essentially. Like I said, we register the songs with like the PRS.
Yeah.
And once we do that, the PRS give you what's called a tune code, which uniquely identifies that song on their system. And there has to be a tune code in order for us to send a set list to them.
Right.
So, you got to get the songs registered. And if we have to wait a couple of weeks for a registration to come through, that sort of delays the process a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is, again, backs on to keeping everything up to date and make sure everything's registered correctly before releases. Stuff like it all aligns together. Again, scratching the surface, it's fucking confusing.
Hell yeah.
He's doing. So yeah, that's essentially what I do. Just making sure people get paid for when they perform live.
And how does that vary? Like, what sets the price on how much you get paid for a live performance? Is it the amount of people that you're performing to, like the size of the venue that you're performing the song in? Like, does it? I'm obviously
I think for like some of the smaller ones, like your pubs or smaller venues, off the top of my head, like Arts Bar in Liverpool, Jimmy's, those kind of ones. Think it would depend on the license that the venue pays for. The venue has to pay a license each year.
Right.
And it's up to the PRS to determine how much that is. And then when a song is performed at that venue, they'll say, right, well, that was in front of, X amount of people on this date and tickets for this much. And, they then figure out how much for that one song. It's not just like the performance, it's calculated by like each song that's played.
Damn.
But then there's like your bigger venues, like with Don Broco's like recent arena tour, obviously bigger scale, more people, ticket price was a little bit more, stuff like that. So they'd have got a bit more for that, and they were headlining. So headlines and supports pay differently as well. It's the same with festivals. If you play on smaller stage at a festival, you might get paid less than someone playing on the main stage as a headline act and stuff like that. So it all comes down to the license that the venue has, how much they paid for it, and then if you're going to be support act, a headline act, and how many people, how many songs you're playing. So there's a lot of variances, which is it's a lot to keep on top of with the volume that we get through on the team. But at the end of the day, like in the UK, for example, not all venues are licensed. It's a bit shit. Like a lot of if you go down to your local pub or something, it might not be licensed because it's a small pub. It might not put music on. There are still some that I'm coming across thinking, well, like the Grace in London, I don't think that's licensed as far as I'm aware. So we get a lot of claims for there, but because it's not licensed, royalties won't be generated.
Is that legal?
I was going to say, how's that legal?
Anywhere that hosts music has to be licensed by like law. So like anywhere in Germany, if you play, you're going to get something.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what's the sort of process? So from a band registering their live set, putting their songs in, where does it go? You have to give that to PRS, and then PRS go to the venue, and then it comes back? Or is it the...
Yeah, so like the bands will go on their account, add all that, come to us, we submit it to the PRS. Odds are the PRS would receive the same information from the venue saying, or they might just go to the venue and confirm saying, this band played on this date, can you confirm the set list? And they'll say, yep, there you go, that's what we've got reported. And then, they'll calculate it. It takes a long time for royalties to come through. From the date you perform, you have 12 months to register the gig, whether that's to Sentric or to the PRS.
Yeah.
And then from the date you submit it, you might not see royalties for another 10 to 12 months. Like it's a long process. So the quicker you get the gig added after performing it, the quicker royalties will come through.
Yeah.
Because I remember
which is obviously a popular question. Like, people are like, well, when will I get money?
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, well, you only played like last week. Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just how long it takes, unfortunately.
Because I remember doing like a backlog of gigs, like going through and being like putting them all in. But I guess the more gigs you play, then it just sort of slowly comes in quite regularly. It's just because you're just going back like a year or two.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good in that way because if you're playing all the time, you can just put them in when you play, and then eventually the money will just be like catching up with you.
Yeah, exactly. And then from then on, like if you like during the time that you're waiting for money to come through, you're probably performing more gigs anyway.
Exactly.
So then after the first lot of royalties starts coming through, you'll probably see a more steady flow of royalties coming through after that as well.
So does that mean like if a band don't play one of their biggest hits, like they won't get as much money for playing like a newer song with lesser streams? Because you said there's like it depends on what song that person's playing in the set list. Like you said, like it's calculated on each individual song. So I'm guessing like how popular a song is determines how much you get paid for playing it.
How's that quantified though?
Yeah.
Popular.
I don't think it matters on like how many streams that song has. I think it's more to do with like the duration of the song. And then obviously in each song, all the writers might be different. Like on one song, it might be like, for example, if I wrote a song, 100% of the royalties go to me. But if all three of us wrote a song, then and we equally split it 33%, 33.3, 33.3, 33.4, then I'd only get 33.3% of the royalties for that song whenever it's performed, and then you guys would get your 33%. So that's what I mean. There's so many different variances because then you have to think the songs, who wrote it, what percent you're entitled to when it's performed, used. So again, it goes back to what I said at the very start. Once you've got a song and you know what you're entitled to, register it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
I remember we were 4-piece and we just did it 25% each because we were like, I can't be asked figuring out all the the individual.
See, Nick, I heard an interview with Nickelback recently, and Nickelback are like really, really strict on who gets paid for how much. They've got like a whole formula within the band because like
99% Chad Kruger.
Yeah, well, no, but like, isn't there a phrase which is like a word gets you a third or something like that? Like,
I heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me if Chad's getting the most, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But like that, apparently they literally sit there with a whiteboard and they've got like specific calculations for like choruses and verses. Like, yeah. But I've never heard a band have that kind of setup before where it like, yeah.
That sounds like a laugh in the practice room, doesn't it?
Yeah, genuinely.
In the recording studio.
Like a color coordinated Excel spreadsheet.
Which is so Nickelback when you think about it. Like,
we've written this song, get the spreadsheet out.
Yeah.
Take the sheet, come on.
Dude, like we could sit and talk to you about this for hours, but I mean, like as a base level conversation, I think you've done such a great job in just educating people like on the importance of at least knowing that you're all signed up in the right areas, and like, you know, for bands that don't have people directing them to this, like managers and stuff like that, having a source like Sentric Music where it is, as you said, as simple as just like an idiot's guide and talking you through as to how you can get everything set up and going in the right places. And I mean, like moving forward, like into what you see the future of like making money from music, being as someone who's so connected, where do you see it going next? Like in terms of, you know, like obviously stuff like the metaverse, where that's going to start creating like different publishing like kind of deals, like depending on where music's going to be used there. So I mean, like as someone who's got that, like who's literally like right there involved in it, where do you see it going next?
I mean, for me on the live side of things, like I don't think it's fully recovered since COVID. Like the numbers of gigs that we were processing before COVID were much more than what we are now, which even though now it's still thousands, but the numbers like just don't compare because, you know, venues are struggling financially or they've had to shut down either after COVID or with the cost of living, stuff like that. So, you know, over the next few years, I can see live slowly picking up maybe a little bit. That's obviously what I hope for because, you know, we need those grassroots venues initially and, you know, the support that, you know, grassroots venues need, like Night and Day Cafe, like the one in Manchester that's been going through a lot of shit recently, like with the council, noise complaints and all that kind of crap, which just...
It's like it's been there forever.
All I can say is, you know, for people who want to perform live, get involved with like signing petitions and shit and, you know, getting involved, making sure that your venue stays open. Otherwise, you're not going to have a fucking venue to play at the end of the day. Like when last time I went to go see Boston Manor, they were playing Bootleg Social in Blackpool, which was like it was their first hometown gig.
Yeah.
But they're from Blackpool. They've obviously performed festivals and all around the world. They played HMAs, which was fucking awesome. And seeing them at a smaller venue was incredible. Because it was a more intimate show. So for me and the other couple hundred that were in there, it was absolutely insane. And speaking to the owner, he was saying they get noise complaints on the regular from the restaurant upstairs. And before me and my friend went in, we went into that restaurant. Just as we were going in, the waiter came up and just goes, "Oh, that fucking venue downstairs." And I'm there in my Boston Manor t-shirt, like, what
noise. Terrible noise. But I think it's just like grassroots venues are so important, because the bands that you listen to now, they had to start somewhere, and they probably started playing those small town shows.
Yeah,
and it's like
I absolutely love Shikari, what the guys do, like any tickets, like percentages from their ticket sales for their tour at the start of next year are going towards grassroots music venues and helping them, like £1 from each ticket, is it, or something, I think?
Yeah. And the fact they're playing a Wembley show on that run, and they're taking money from a massive arena show and funneling it back down.
Yeah. So stuff like that needs to be looked at a lot more seriously, and keep them open, essentially, because otherwise there's not going to be anywhere left to perform.
Yeah.
And, like you said, grassroots venues is where everyone starts. I remember seeing Don Broco fucking years ago at Central Station in Wrexham.
Yeah.
They were opening for Shikari.
Where I lived.
And, that's probably still one of the smaller venues around. And if it wasn't for that at the time, I wouldn't have seen Shikari. I wouldn't have seen Don Broco. I wouldn't have fallen in love with both of them. And that's...
And you're missing out on the opportunity to see these bands on such an early stage in their career. And it's like, you can... Like you're saying, you can look back and be like, well, I saw this band in a tiny venue.
Yeah, when again, Don Broke, seeing that they did this was to sort of promote and push their album sales. I think they were doing like a small venue tour around the time Amazing Things was nearing #1. And at the end they were doing like signs, meet and greets and stuff like that. Obviously it was to push, physical sales to get them their #1. But at the end of the day, every single person left that venue absolutely buzzing that they saw Don Broker in a tiny, cramped, sweaty ass room, jumping up and down, singing with a load of people, and then they got to meet them after. It was fucking awesome.
I think they did Bedford Esquires, which is like their hometown, because I filmed there a few months ago, and that is like such a good venue for getting like this. It's basically like between a small venue and like a big venue, so the bands that are on their way up is where they. Bedford's is that sort of venue.
But it's also a nice little downplay,
like
for a band like Broco, where if they do want to go, okay, yeah, we know we're fucking massive. We're about to go and do what I think it was Wembley on that tour. Was it Ali Pali? Ali Pali they did on that run. But it's like, we're about to go and do one of the biggest arenas that this country has to offer. But we'll also go and do the place just down the road where we grew up in. And as you said, Tom, it's
they
like
always keep in touch with like the Bedford sort of area and stuff, which is fucking awesome. Which is. Well, I love them, but it's been awesome seeing them come from Central Station in Wrexham to like Birmingham Arena, headlining it with Papa Roach support. It was like, this is fucking insane. And the same with like Shikari,
I actually
festivals and doing New Century Hall in Manchester, which is a sick venue as well. So grassroots venues, man, literally see where they all start and why they need to remain.
Well, speaking of Central Station, I saw Bring Me there, I saw Enter Shikari there, I saw the Blackout there back in the day. So those venues are. I think Central Station's shut down now, isn't it? I don't know if it's still there. So that's another. A sad.
Yeah, exactly. See, if it has, it's another.
Wrexham are doing all right.
To me, I live in a town called Shrewsbury, so that's like one of the. At the time, it was one of the closest sort of places bands were going to. So for a lot of people, that's something that's been lost.
Yeah. Well, Wrexham doing all right now. They've got the football team.
Yeah, they got Ryan Reynolds.
Putting them
on the map.
Yeah, they got Deadpool. They got movie money. That's fine.
Yeah.
We can open another one if they want.
Oh, my days. Well, Tom, thank you ever so much for your time today, my friend. Like, we can't thank you enough for taking us through the world of publishing and diving us a little bit deeper into your world. And this won't be the last time we have you on the show, my friend. We're gonna keep bringing you on and hopefully educating some people on some things that they need to know. But best of luck getting married.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What, a month away?
Come to her senses in the next month. I don't know.
Well, fingers
thank you
crossed.
very much.
Fingers crossed it all goes well for you, bro. And thank you so much for your time today, my friend. Show a lot of love for Tom from Sentric Music.
Cheers,
Can
Tom.
I do one shout out as well?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Obviously, everyone watching, people from work, and my nephew Kai, who said he's never been, he wants to be famous. So he said, can I do a shout out for him?
Hell yeah.
I think he's watching. He's only 6. So I'm going to be taking him to a few more gigs when
Let's
he's a little
go.
bit older as
Hell
well.
yeah,
So
Kai.
I'll get him,
Welcome to
I'll
the
get him into
world.
the good shit.
And when he's in a band, get him to sign up to Sentric.
Yeah. I'll push him.
Hell yeah. Get us some paychecks in the bit.
So much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you
Cheers,
ever
Tom.
so much, Tom. Take care of yourself, brother.
Take care.
Hell
Take
yeah.
care.
Thank you, man. Oh,
There he
what a
goes.
geezer.
A geezer from Sentric Music.
From Sentric Music.
Publishing for the masses.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you're in
I
a
think-
band, it's so important. It's
Yeah.
so important.
I think there was a lot of good, valuable information
Yeah.
given in that.
Yeah, some very, very important advice. Well, thank you ever so much for making it this far in today's show, my friends. We really do appreciate you. We really do love you.
Considering the first hour was just us waffling,
Yeah, doing some draft picks.
yeah, we've made it over 2 hours.
Hell yeah. Well, we will be back on Monday. Ollie will be talking all about Bloodstock Festival.
If I'm alive.
Oh yeah, but we might take Monday off actually, because
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
we'll see how hard Ollie. If there's no
I'm a-
show on Monday, you know why.
I'm a 34-year-old man. I can't. I damaged my liver too much. Anyway,
Well, thank you ever so much to everyone in the chat. Thank you ever so much for your comments today, my friends. We really do love and appreciate you. All that's left for me to say is my name is Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive.
and I'm Ollie Rout. Go fuck yourselves peacefully. Sweet.